Holy shit. What's up, guys? It's your boy Careless here, coming at you with another video. Wow. When's the last time I did an update video on the channel, you know? But sorry if you guys hear like a massive fucking wind tunnel that's going on in the background. I got a new fan. You guys remember my little black fan I used to always have? Yeah, well, that thing's finally gone. Got a nice little upgrade over there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's a nice big fat fucking industrial fan just sitting over there. Gets the airflow. I fucking love that thing. So I got some questions that I want to ask you guys, right? First and foremost, what do you guys think of the music? You know, I started my very first one. I don't know if you guys listened to it. It's, if you scroll down on my videos, you'll see my EP1, Not Good Enough. When I first started that, obviously all the music before that was just fun, you know, I was just trying it out. But then 3 years ago on March, can't believe it's been 3 years I've been making music, man. I love it every day. But ever since I made that one, it's like something inside of me that I wanted to pursue music and want to start vlogging again. You know, like, if you guys remember, you probably don't because you're new here, but I had an old channel called Discover with Pain. From there, it rebranded over to God of Thunder, which is what the ground of this channel made off of, God of Thunder. And then I decided I wanted to go back, but you know, it's wild, man. It's a wild ride. And I wouldn't have done any of that if it wasn't for my boy Landon, you know, who helped me grow. That man, he's doing good, you know. He's probably still here lurking about. So I still talk to him. I haven't reached out to him at all. But Landon, bro, if you're still seeing this, dude, me and you, we started this thing, bro. And it's been fun, you know. Appreciate the 140 subs, man. Like, just, you know, me being young, young at the time, you know. Fucking time flies, guys, you know. But back to, I know I got fucking sidetracked and I always ramble, but I wouldn't have been where I am today on any of my channels if it wasn't for that man Landon helping me edit, because I you know, just put a phone in my hand and I just go with it, you know. But cutting out all the boring parts, you know, like, that's not my taste, you know. Me as the maker of the video, you guys as the listeners, the watchers, you know. You guys have a big spot here in my heart. So, this comes to you guys, the viewers. Obviously, music will still be the main part of the channel, but I want to do some side projects, you know. Car stuff. You know, I'm 25 years old. I don't have my license yet, but I think cars would be a good step on the channel, you know, try to get some money in the pockets, you know, extra money. You know, I also work too. Everybody's got, you know, you live fucking New Jersey though, man. Living here, especially being born here my whole life, you know, family's here, your friends are here when you went to school. Y'all get older like myself. I'm 25 years old now. I know, crazy, right? Pushing, your boy here pushing 30 years old. But over time, I want to document my life, you know. Maybe, you know, maybe one day start a family, you know. And I want my kids, you know, when me and the mother of my kids are, you know, when we're long gone, the kids got something to watch, you know, watch how their father was, you know. Maybe then they could pick up the channel, and then their kids pick up, you know. I want this to be generations of, you know, the Careless family. And that's why I made it. We're all family. That's why I always say, like, when I do my streams, I'm always streaming on Twitch. The link to that will be in the description box of this video. and all the videos. I'm always live on Twitch. I'm growing that. I'm over on TikTok now too, doing stuff over there. I just left you guys behind, and I really apologize for that. You know, trying to get the mind cooking with ideas. You know what I mean? So that's why I think cars would be a cool thing. You know, you see me getting old classic muscle cars, you know, and just working on them, restoring them. I got a lot of ideas, but all those ideas take time and money. You know, I ain't made of money. Shit, my mom and dad, they ain't made of money, you know, but I'm glad I have a roof over my head for being as old as I am. My life is all fucked up. I am not responsible with money at all. I'm irresponsible, dude. If I can go back and do it again, do everything right, the right way, I would. If I got that opportunity to do it, I would. But you only live once. You only live once. So again, what would you guys like to see coming to the channel? I know music's still going to be there. Any ideas you guys can throw out on the table, I will definitely take in consideration. You know, I'm always reading the comments. So for the music portions of what this channel was based off of, music, but I kind of want to make other videos too, you know, different categories. I know you could do playlists and stuff, which I gotta figure out how to set all that up. But for music, is there anything you guys want me to try out? Whether it's try a different genre or anything, let me know in the comments. What can I do to sound better? What can I try more? What can I try less? You know what I mean? Like, I read all your comments, and I appreciate if you guys leave a comment. You know, I read all of them. I'm always learning in this shit. I love doing music, and you guys know I play guitar. I got like 3 of them sitting right over there. I did have a lot hanging up behind me, but one of these, see the guitar hook up there? I had one that was like, not there, but it was right up there. It broke off because it wasn't in the piece of wood that's behind the drywall. There's no insulation in my room at all. When me and my dad took all that paneling off right there, and that's on that wall. We took all that paneling off. We've got all new drywall up. The room turned into what you guys see now. I still got to paint. I know with the lights and everything, it looks like a darker blue, but I went through and just repainted. It was a deep dark blue. That's what the bedroom is. It's a deep dark blue. This side of the room's back to what it used to be, the light blue. But yeah, no, like, I got LED lights now finally from my ex-girlfriend Bree, which I'm no longer with. Me and her decided to just split away. Like, you guys need to be caught up on life. And don't worry, I'll make a whole dedicated video to a life update. Where am I at in my life? What's coming? Which I'm telling you guys, I'm thinking about doing car stuff. But I want to see what you guys would like to see come to the channel. I miss it. I miss you guys. But I know when I started my streaming journey, I had to decide what platform, because you can only be monetized by one for streaming, right? I didn't know that until I met my buddy Elite Sickness 91. He's also here on YouTube. I don't know if he subscribes to me, but what's up, buddy? You know, ever since I met him, because you guys know from the old YouTube streams, I was trying 5M, the old PC. It's right there. I don't know if you guys can see it well, but it's right there. I got a new PC. It's right over there. So I thought, let me try streaming. My shit's outdated. You know, the new pre-built I got. Wish I would have known before I spent $370 on it. But like I said, you live and you learn. So, new PC's in the works. It's going to be $3,500. Yeah, Oh, right. I know. It's crazy how expensive shit is nowadays. I remember as a kid, when we were all kids, you remember how cheap everything was? Then as you get older, being more mature and everything else, prices fucking skyrocket. Like, before Trump got, this is not a political channel, this is just, my opinion, Republican from the heart. Who gives a fuck what anybody else thinks, But I remember a time where, I was sitting out in my garage. I was thinking about all this shit. I miss where we could agree to disagree. What happened to that, Us growing up as kids, you remember everybody agreeing to agree to disagree. What, you know what I mean? Like, you see where I'm coming from? Like, what happened to that? I wonder what happened to that, but time's changing, and it's changing too quick. I remember us as we the people would control the government. Now the government's controlling us. What? See? You guys know who... I'm sure you guys know who Tom MacDonald is. He raps about all this stuff that I'm talking about. But a lot of people are scared to come out and, voice their opinion. Your opinion matters. You matter as the citizen of our country. You matter. Your opinion should matter, right? Well, in the system's eyes, not so much. Not so much, and it's... I just shake my head. I use Tom MacDonald saying, I love this country. I really do. I just don't like the people that's taking care of us. And that hurts. You see all these people that have good visions and ideas for us as people. Like when Trump first got in office, he put up the border. Beautiful, And I know a lot of people have their suspicions about the border, right? This is why from my point of view, this is why he did it. We all want a safe country, right? Because even Mexico, not even just Mexico, all of our borders, right? You don't know who's coming in from these other countries, right? Like look at it from your point of view, right? You, as the person living where you're living, like, you're in a community, you have in a gated community, non-gated community, whatever, right? You don't know who's coming in and out, right? You see what I'm saying? You don't know who, like, for me, example. Take me as example. I moved to wherever you guys live, right? Whether it's a gated community, whether or not. You don't know me, right? You don't know my background. You don't know if I'm a criminal, sex offender, pedophile, whatever, right? That's why he made the border. Thankfully, Mexico did pay for the border, I think I don't think Mexico paid for the full thing. I think it was split 50-50, reasonably. That's what you would want to do, right? If you're putting a border somewhere, you would want that person to chip in 50. We'll chip in 50, But, shit, we're like trillions in debt right now. Because we're just spending our money willingly. Like, we're in debt. Who's to say, like, 500 years in the future, all of us real ones will be gone. Gen Xers would be long gone. There'll be no more Gen X. Now you have new generation coming in. And I fear for our country coming in with this new generation. Our kids nowadays, It's this. My phones, technology, the internet. My kids are not going to be raised like that. I can tell you that right now. My kids are going to know right from wrong. They're going to know there's only one gender, male and female. There's no in between. Who gives a fuck what y'all say out there about that? When I was growing up, there was one gender, male and female. Did I wonder what I was going to look like as a female? Yeah, but did I go through it with it? No. I'm a man. I'm happy to be a man. I'm happy I look like my dad. You know, I resemble my dad. Some people say, you look just like your dad. You look just like your mom. I'm in the middle. I look like my dad from far away. You know, I don't know if I can put a picture up on the phone, but if I showed you guys what me standing with me and my dad, you will see that I have my dad's resemblance. My dad was born 1965. Somewhere right around there. My dad's gonna be in his 60s this coming August 28th. God bless him. You know, my mom and dad been married for 33 years. About 30 years, yeah. I don't know how the fuck they do it. Never once did they have a fucking argument. I asked that to my mom and dad. I'm like, how the fuck do you guys do it? How do you guys not have an argument? Ever. They never did. Even when they were dating, they never had a fucking argument. What? At all. No. It's crazy. I told my cousin Jimmy's probably watching. What's up, bro? You can ask him. I told him, I was like, yo, bro, did you know that my parents, when they got together and even when they were dating, they never had an argument? He couldn't believe it. He's like, your parents must have had an argument. I was like, no, dude, no. They fool around, like they pick on each other and shit. That's love. That's love, bickering love. Like cats do, you know, they nibble you. Like that. It's a love bite. I don't know how the fuck they do it. But I am blessed I have my parents, dude. And hey, new generation kids, you know, I want you guys to learn something from me. Take this from me. Because I got it. You disrespect your mom and dad or your elders. You live, if you were my age now, 25, to this newer generation, you were growing up in the early 2000s. Oh yeah, my grandmother would pull out that wooden spoon, just bam, bam, bam. Fucking, that's called discipline. That's not child abuse. That's called discipline. It's to teach you right from wrong. So this is what I mean by right from wrong. You're probably asking, Todd, what do you mean right from wrong? All the wrong stuff in life. Shooting up a school. Hitting your mom, hitting your dad. Cursing at your mom, cursing at your dad. Hitting your grandma, your grandpa. Yelling at them, cursing them. That's wrong. The right way to do it. Always say thank you. Please. You're welcome. Kindness goes a long way. Hell, I was in school. You stood up for the Pledge of Allegiance. For the people who served our country. You respect the flag. You don't fucking burn that shit. Fuck you for whoever burns the American flag and trashes that shit. You know, there was brave men and women who fought for our country. And hell, some of those veterans are police officers to this day. And that's another thing. Yeah, there are good cops out there. There are. But there are some bad ones. And it's like, did your power go to your fucking head? Oh, look at guys, I'm the sergeant. I run the show now. Or I'm the captain. Or I'm chief of police. Or whatever, right? There are some good ones that will sit and work with you. But then there's other ones that are just like taking... So, for example, say like I'm a killer, right? And then you got whoever I murdered in this example, I'm not saying this is true. It's not, as an example, say like I was a mass murderer, right? And then you have all these families, right? The victims of the families that I killed, whether it was a son, a daughter, wife, husband, grandmother, uncle, you name it, whatever, right? You as the killer, no matter if you make the crime scene clear, no matter if you do it perfect, you know in your gut that one day you are going to get caught. They give you deals. I don't know if that's true in the real world, because I've only seen it on movies, right? They will work with you. Not a lot of people get that chance. You would take the easy way out and just kill yourself off, because you know one day you're gonna get caught, whether it's breaking into homes or anything. Hell, I have a friend that lives by me. He lives in my community here where I'm staying. Me and him grew up as kids. I was a little older than him. He was like, hell, he was, gosh, I was 10, he was like 5, maybe 4, somewhere around there. We were all friends, me and him grew up together. His name's Evan, by the way. Fucking, he was, out of all the friends that I had in that community, Evan was the one that was a true friend. Evan, if you see this, bro, love you, dude. He's more than a friend. He was a brother. Yeah, was I a bad kid to these kids? Yeah, because they were bad to me. They bullied me and shit. Me being the quiet kid, I just finally snapped, I was bullied throughout school. I was. For my weight. Hell, if I'm bald. If I eat too much. What I wore. The music I listened to. I got beat up in school. Almost got killed from a beat up in school. I'll tell you guys that story real quick. So I'm on the bus, right? This happened all on the same day, from when we got there to when we got home, right? Obviously, I'm the first pickup, last drop off, right? Because when you go to school, you go in the order that you pick up the kids in the morning. Drop off, you do. So say like I'm the first pickup in the morning. You start at the front of the list. Okay, Todd's first. And then you take that, you reverse it. Whoever was the last pickup in the morning is the first drop off. So you start from the top, bottom to top, going home. Pickup in the morning is from bottom to top, top to bottom. It's opposite. So, but no, anyway, going to school. Like I said, I was punched, kicked, picked on, you name it, the works. Even I was also still to this day, I'm still dealing with being accused of a pedophile. Still to this day, I really am. I'll admit it. I still am. Now, this is where we'll get into that story too. After this is gonna be a long ass fucking video of just me talking. Just giving you guys like a life. I'm just gonna say fuck it. I'm just gonna give you all a life update. Why not, right? But yeah, still being accused of being a pedophile to this day. I really am. You see these Chris Hansen videos, right? I full on believe people can change, right? But we're getting sidetracked. Beat up story. I'll do that story next. Beat up story in school. Right. So the times that I know a lot of school, you get off the bus at different times. The school that I went to was a private school for kids who have anger issues, disabilities, whether it's bipolar or autism. Because I am autistic. I am autistic. You're probably really you don't have the facial features of it. I'm on the spectrum, highly functional. I see the world differently than others, than normal, what you would classify as normal people. I am not normal. Far from it. You know, even though I'm 25, I still act like I'm a child, but it's getting better. It's starting to catch up to me, you know, because as a kid, you know, you're just a kid. You're wild, free. My childhood was like this. Growing up, yeah, I had friends, but I had no true friends who I truly grew up with. That's until I met, like I was saying, that's until I met Evan. Out of all, like I was saying, out of all my friends, he's not just a friend, he's a brother now. So Evan, if you're watching this, bro, love you, bro. Yeah, was I horrible? Sorry, I'm getting choked up. Was I horrible back then? Yeah. That's why when I met your stepmother, like when we were working on it again, you know, I saw her and I said to her, and to his dad, I sat them down. I said, I want to apologize for how bad of a kid I was growing up. They loved me like one of their own, you know. I wish I could say that to Kylie, but who also I grew up with. She lives in, I think she lives in Florida now. I don't know. I live in New Jersey, so not too far from the Jersey Shore. But if I had that chance to apologize to her, I would. But anyway, moving on. So everybody has different times when they go into school, right? So for me, it was, we went into school at 8:45 was when they started letting kids off the bus. 8:45. Class didn't start until everybody got there. Was at 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock on the dot. So you had get off the bus, go right to your homeroom, start off in your homeroom, and then when 9 o'clock hits, that boo, that first bell, then you start doing your classes. You go back to homeroom at the end of the school day. So you weren't out of school. They started calling buses at around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'm not sure what it is now. I've been out of school since 2018, 2019 year. But so in the morning, you guys remember those thick ass fucking history books that are like yay thick, like that? That thick? We had those for history. My teacher is the only teacher that never believed in homework. So I never brought a book bag, just my lunch bag. Thank God I didn't have to carry that thing on my shoulders, because it was great. That's until I started vocational school. I had a lot of fun there. Loved all the teachers there. They raised me as one. So I had a lot of good teachers in vocational school. Same with regular school, I had good teachers. I started off in public school. My high school would have been my home school here, which was Brick Township High School. I got kicked out because starting fights. So I'll give you guys the life story. Why not? So started off in kindergarten. It's not the same school that it was back then, because you had Drum Point Elementary, then you had another school for kindergarten, which was also called Drum Point. It's not called Drum Point anymore. It's Warren Wolf Elementary School now. But before that became that, that's where I went to school. Then I went to Drum Point Elementary. From first grade to half my fourth grade year. Got kicked out, got thrown into a private school for kids who have mental issues. Now, I got kicked out because I was blamed for starting fights. It was the other way around. Kids started fights with me. They got slapped on the wrist. Todd got thrown. Because Todd's such a bad kid. I was bullied. I was the quiet kid, and I finally stood my ground. Like you should. You know, you get hit, punched, beat. You stand your ground. I don't believe in violence, punching, kicking, whatnot, right? So back to the history book, right? It was this thick. He was older than me. He was 19, I believe. Something like that. He looked 25, but he was 19. His name's Gavin. He took that big ass fucking history book and just straight chucked it straight to my back, my lower back. That's probably why I got lower back pain now, because of that history book throw. But yeah, he chucked it. Boom. I looked back. I was like, really? I just kept walking. There was one of those, not full-size school bus, but medium-sized ones for less passengers. That was starting to move on my left side, right? Well, next thing I know, the bus started to move. I got football tackled. The tire of that bus was right here. If that bus didn't stop, my head would have got crushed, and I would not be here today. God was on my side. That's why I wear this. Yeah, I'm religious. I'm not Catholic. I'm Christian. But, well, correction. I was Catholic, right? But then I realized when I got into this new relationship with a girl named Angel, we're not together anymore either. Surprisingly. After that was after Brie. I thought I was healed and I was ready to move on from Brie. No. Nope. I found that out. I was not when I was in the middle of that. But anyway, that's a story for another time. But anyway, I met Angel. She was teaching me from being Catholic to Christian, because she's Christian, right? So I was like, all right, this could work. Obviously, she lives in Canada. I live in New Jersey. We were on the phone every day when we could, you know. Yeah, she was busy with her mom and dad. I was busy over here on my end. So we would make time. We were like, all right, you want to do this again same time tomorrow or whatnot? She goes, I'll let you know if I can. I was like, okay. We'll keep texting. I like texting you. She's like, yeah, me too. She thought it could work with long distance, but no, she needed somebody there with her. So, and I respected that. I was like, I respect that. But anyway. So, if I didn't have this on that day, my head would have been crushed from that fight. You know? And then now this next story, it's a wild story. So grab a drink, get something to munch on. It's going to be a long one. If you guys remember Discover with Pain, right? My old channel. That's where it all started. I lost a lot of good friends that I made on that channel through these accusations. You know, out of everybody who stuck with me, that person was Landon. That's why I value him as a brother. I lost a lot of people in my life because of this. And these people that are on TikTok are the ones that are ruining these people's lives. You probably know some of these families on TikTok, and you see there was a whole fucking TikTok war. Hi, I am the most hated person on TikTok. You've probably seen my face in all those fucking videos they made about me being Todd. Todd's my government name's Todd. So if you see me, oh my god, it's Todd. The P3, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But little do they know, they don't know the whole story. Nobody knows the whole story. They just believe what they see. Hearsay. That's changing today. This is my story. So 3-4 years ago, I don't know if she still is subscribed to me, but she goes by, her name's Skylar. Everybody called her Sky. At the time, she dated my buddy Rusty. Mutual friend between me and him was this guy named Buck, also known as COD and GTA. He's here on YouTube as well. He's the one that started everything with this, and he still is. With these accusations of me talking to 17-year-old, 14-year-old. Why? Just because I'm bald and I have a beard doesn't make me one. It doesn't. I'm friends with everybody, dude. Hell, you can be friends with somebody that's, if you're older, you can be friends with someone that's underage. Just don't do anything fucking stupid. Well, Happy, I called him because we played GTA 5 roleplay. He had a character named Happy, so I always called him Happy instead of Buck. Buck was his PS4 name at the time. He photoshopped mine and Sky's messages. To make it seem like I was saying this shit, but I really wasn't. I really wish I still had the messages so I can show everybody what was really said. And when I tried to explain my story to these people that are dragging me all over the fucking everywhere, made me lose a lot of motivation for shit. It's why I haven't been making music as much. It's why I haven't been making videos like these much. It's why I haven't been streaming. It's why I haven't been talking to anybody. That's because I'm dealing with this. And it hurts, man. You can take so much, but then you can ignore it, push it aside. But there's a point to where you can only take so much. And now I'm at that point. That's why I haven't been around, guys. Because I've been dealing with these fucking accusations. Now, if any of my viewers, if you're an officer, how do I go about taking care of all this shit? What do I do? Please let me know. I'll leave my email in the description of this video. If you are an officer, I'll leave it there. When you do email me, let me know that you saw this video when I mentioned it. Let me know what to do, please, because I have fucking no idea what to do. How do I go about taking care of it? Or how to even get started. So please let me know if you're an officer watching this. Or if you know someone that's an officer. Put me in hold with them, please. Even in the New Jersey area. I'm in Brick Township, New Jersey. If anybody knows an officer here or anywhere, let me know. Email's in the description box below this video. So now, seeing that we got a lot of fucking sidetracked on this shit on my life, what do you guys want to see to the main topic of the video? What would you guys like to see come to the channel? Do you guys want to see different types of vlogs, car stuff, day in the life shit? What do you guys want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Also, in the comments below, what can I do better on my music if you guys listen to it? What do you want to see? Let me know. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new around here, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you guys get notified of more videos, music, future content in the future. Love y'all's faces. Also remember, keep being yourself. Don't let anybody change you. You're one of a kind. And like Roman in the good face of Roman Atwood, smile more. Your smile is beautiful. See you guys in the next one. Peace.